Right, now let's turn to something truly horrific. The brutal slaying of Irina Zarutska in Charlotte. This tragedy, for me, is a stark, undeniable, and deadly consequence of Democrats' soft-on-crime policies. DeCarlos Brown Jr., the monster responsible, was a repeat offender with 14 prior arrests. 14! He should have been locked up, away from decent society long ago.
I just give my love and hope to the family of the young woman who was stabbed this morning or last night in Charlotte by a madman, a lunatic, just got up and started. It's right on the tape.
This is a direct, agonizing result of Biden's lax bail reforms and the defund the police madness that has infected sanctuary cities like Charlotte. We are seeing nationwide homicide spikes in what I unflinchingly call blue-run urban hellholes. And this is undeniable evidence that progressive prosecutors, many of them Soros-backed DAs, are actively engineering chaos, prioritizing criminals over innocent victims. They're releasing predators back onto our streets. If we don't immediately return to mandatory minimums and zero-tolerance enforcement, our streets will descend into anarchy. This poor woman paid the ultimate, horrifying price for their utterly failed ideology.
That's a compelling argument, but I think it misses the entire forest for one very tragic tree. While the horrific death of Irina Zarutska is absolutely devastating, it actually underscores the urgent need for comprehensive reforms that genuinely address the root causes of violence: poverty, mental health crises, and systemic inequalities. Simplistic, tough-on-crime rhetoric completely ignores this complex reality. Exploiting this single incident to push for draconian, punitive policies overlooks how defunding social services, coupled with lax gun laws, consistently exacerbate such horrors, leaving communities without the support networks that actually prevent recidivism. In fact, nationwide data suggests that homicide rates are tied far more closely to economic despair and lack of opportunity than to political party. If tough on crime were the silver bullet, why do we so often see red states suffering from higher murder rates despite their punitive approaches? True safety demands investment in rehabilitation, education, and equity, not the failed war on crime tactics that have only bloated our prisons without making us safer.
Oh, root causes and systemic inequalities. Are we really going to pretend that DeCarlos Brown Jr.'s actions, this madman with 14 prior arrests, are somehow explained away by economic despair? That sounds less like an explanation and more like an excuse for utter depravity. And the suggestion that more social workers or rehabilitation programs are the answer to a violent repeat offender who should have been behind bars? Honestly, it's almost comical. We need police on the streets actively prosecuting criminals and, yes, keeping them locked up. This obsession with root causes often just means releasing violent offenders to prey on vulnerable citizens, and this woman in Charlotte paid the ultimate price for that kind of naive thinking.
I come at it from a very different perspective. Your lock 'em up and throw away the key approach has been tried for decades, and it has demonstrably failed to reduce crime long term. All it does is bloat our prisons, disproportionately affect minority communities, and create a cycle of recidivism because people come out with no support, no opportunities, and often more hardened. If tough on crime were truly the silver bullet you claim it to be, then I'd challenge you to explain why red states, those bastions of punitive justice, frequently suffer from higher murder rates than many blue states. The data simply does not support your singular focus on punitive measures over comprehensive societal investment. We need a holistic approach that tackles the actual drivers of crime, not just perpetually punishes symptoms that keep re-emerging.
Speaking of empowering citizens,